Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant. Welcome back to more of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. In the last episode, we completed Dragon Roost Cavern, obtained Din's Pearl, and learned the Wind's Requiem. In today's episode, we're going to be sailing to the south so we can get to the Forest Haven. And as always, whenever we wrap up our business on an island, we get to talk to Coral. And he's going to tell us exactly what I just told you. The next pearl is to the south. So, assuming we can get in the boat, which he's not going to let us do because I need to change the wind direction before I get in there, excuse me, using our newly learned Wind's Requiem, which will allow us to change the direction of the wind to the south so we can set sail. And now everyone who has never played this game before gets to experience what a joy it is to actually sail in this game, going on our first real trip. But before we do, let's switch stuff around. I like having my sail on the Z button. This is pretty much how I like to have my stuff. I like to have the grappling hook on the X button. I like to have the sail on the Z button because I don't use the sail too often. But before we get too far out, we should be interrupted by a certain someone who should peek his head out. There we go. Hoy! Hold it right there, small fry. Pardon me, but I think you're the one that looks like a small fry. I don't know where you got your mitts on a sea chart you got there, but it looks to me that it's pretty much got nothing but seas drawn on it. It's pathetic. In fact, it's almost an insult to call that thing a sea chart, if you ask me. What's the matter, small fry? Am I just trying to be nice here? I'm telling you, you've got a problem, and you do. Don't give me that stupefied look. It makes you look like you ought to be in diapers. You! Just listen, okay? I'm here to teach you what I know about the island. So open up your sea chart and make it snappy. So he somehow gets a paintbrush, jumps over our boat, and magically fills in the missing square on our map. Don't ask me how it works, it just works. There's a real peculiar cave toward the back side of Dragon Roost Island here. Yeah, real peculiar. I don't know how I'm supposed to voice act for this dude, but if you want to try getting a seagull to fly up there, maybe you'll get something cool. And that's all I can teach you, blah 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 blah. Same stuff. Hoy, you there, Kingly Red Line guy. That's it, I've repaid my debt, I'm done. You can take care of the rest. Repaid his debt? You indebted yourself... The fish... This is something in the game that I just don't understand. How that fish is indebted to this red boat. If you played the game before and you know just who this red boat is and what his history is, I personally I think it's like a past life sort of dealy. Where am I sailing actually? Am I even sailing the right place? I should be sailing going towards the wrong island here. Because the nearest one should actually be pretty close, and that's where I'm going to go actually. I mentioned this when I was on the platform earlier. This is Fire Mountain over here. Now, before we get too close, I'm going to equip some bait so we can talk to another fish and he can fill in the chart over here. See, there he is. Whenever you're getting to an island for the first time, you want to look for these fish. And they'll be jumping out anywhere around the island. So as you're approaching it, pay close attention to where he is, otherwise you might miss him. And as you can see, the sun is setting. Come on, fishy. Come here, little fishy. You know you're close to him when the camera starts to change just a little bit. So let's target him. And there's our bait. He takes the bait like a good little fishy. And he'll give us information about the island. And I'm going to skip the text every single time we get the map fish because there's no reason to read it. It says the same stuff. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm facing the entirely wrong direction, aren't I? See that volcano that's spewing out lava like there's no tomorrow? Well, they say there's a great treasure hidden inside that thing. The thing is, everyone who's ever tried to get inside, it's just been blasted away by the great balls of fire. Goodness gracious! If you want to get inside, you ought to find the island that's 1 square north and 4 squares west. That's where the power to freeze anything is hidden. Or so they say. Maybe it's not true. He'll give you a lot of good advice, actually. Most of it you want to listen to. In fact, all of it you'll want to listen to. Is there anything of interest on that platform? I'm going to check it out just because it's here, but if there are cannons, I'll turn the other way. It looks like there are cannons. I can't see there are cannons. If there are cannons on an island, I'm just not going to bother with it. Fairy Island? No, I don't feel like going that way. We should stick to the route we're supposed to go. And it's getting stormy as nighttime sets on the ocean. If I could get a nice picture of the sun, it looks really... I'm going to the south. It should be over there. There it is. Isn't that just a pretty shot? The sun in the setting in the rain. I love that shot. It's so beautiful. And hopefully it's not screwing up the capture card, because it seems like every other LP of this game that I watch, the sun setting or the sun rising really messes up the capture card. So hopefully it will be okay. But the rain makes it a little bit harder to see. But that's okay, we know where we're going, and the sun is setting, and it's so beautiful! This game is so beautiful! Fishy! And what's that bright light coming out of the ocean there? I should have looked at what that treasure was. I'm thinking I might get it just to show you what a treasure is. So this is Eastern Triangle Island that we've referred to at several points already, but we're actually passing it this time. And as you can see, Eastern Triangle Island. So what's the fish got to say about this? Tell me, small fry, have you ever caught a fairy before? Well, yes, I have, in many past lives as well. Yeah, I know all about fairies. So anyway, there are 3 different Triangle Isles, and all of them have pretty statues on them. I forget which one this is, although I do not believe it matters. So, this is the little statue. And this is actually Ferrora, so cool. There are 3 Triangle Isles, each of them have one of these little statues on them. We can't do anything about them yet. Hey, there are the treasure hunter guys down there. So, you can see we're actually filling in squares on the sea chart. And that's where we are. Now, if we go to our other charts, I should open up a couple of treasure charts we got. Crescent Island. That was Dragon Roost, so we could have actually gone there and gotten, I think it was a silver rupee or something. But see, if we match up the squares on the sea chart and the treasure chart, we can see there's actually a treasure that we can go and get. Now, do I want to take the risk? Because if it's a rupee, I obviously can't get it. Heading in the general direction. Should stop myself. Now, where is that treasure? Should go back this way. So we'll hold R to cruise, which is to move really slowly. And as we get close, we'll start to hear a cool noise. So we'll take out our grappling hook. We'll use it to pull the treasure all the way up from the bottom of the ocean. Dun 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 dun. And most of the time it's either a rupee or a heart piece or something, so I wonder what it is. I knew it! Time to jump for joy, because you can't fit it in your wallet. Nice! So there's one more square we have to travel to before we can get to the Forest Haven, which is those pair of islands over there. I'm purposely blocking out the next island with my sails so you can concentrate on the 2 islands to the right, which are part of the same square. But we're heading in this direction, to this island. And it looks like the other 2 islands to our right are bigger than the one that we're going towards, but the one that we're going towards is actually the closest of the 2. 3, whatever. And I also believe there is something else we want to do in this square before we go. No. Do I want to get the map fish before I get to the island? I suppose so. Mr. Map Fishy. Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to be cutting out all the boring sailing and getting the map fish and all of the stuff that you don't need to see after this trip. I'm just leaving all of it in so you get a feel for what sailing really is like in this game. Dun 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 dun. Bomb Island. Looks more like a sperm. So what do you have to say about this place? When the right half of the moon is fishing, it'll give you shivers. Fishing? The moon does not fish, you silly map fishy. So this is Bomb Island. It looks like a bomb. There really isn't much we can do here right now. But there will be several things we can do here later. What I'm most interested in right now is what this guy has to say. Oh, to think over there'd be such a container. Container? What are you talking about? I suppose we should do our best to mimic him, take out our telescope. Telescope? Is this really a telescope? Looks like a submarine. But I wonder what could be in a submarine. A container. So there's another one of these strange rocks that we can apparently lift, but not be able to lift yet. We'll have to do something about that later, I think. And there's one other thing of interest that we'll want to do at some point, but not quite yet. Because it would be a real pain in the neck to do it now. That guy should actually be here. He's not here yet. Huh. I was expecting to see a guy up there, one of the trading merchants, but I guess they don't show up until later. Oh well. No biggie. Let's get the bait out one more time. Just in case we run into the map fish when we get to the Forest Haven. I'm not counting on that happening. And we will... Darn it, why is it raining? I can barely see. It looks like the submarine's over there. But if you're going on this trip, you want to make sure you go to this submarine over here. Hey, the moon is setting, too. So we've gone through pretty much a full day's cycle in one video, haven't we? So here's our first submarine, and they all look like the inside of Tetra's pirate ship. Don't ask me why. They just do. Now I can show you the secondary function of the grappling hook. Grab items off of enemies. Like joy pendants. Leave me alone. I just want your tasty innards. No, I want to get the other guy's joy pendant, because he has a joy pendant too. There you go. Now you can die. I have everything from you I want. Don't bother with the rats. The most they're going to do to you is steal rupees, I think. Die! That should do it for everybody here. Except the rats, but I don't think they make you kill rats. They wouldn't make me kill the rats, would they? Oh no, there's this guy. Did I kill you yet? Nope. I got your thing. Now we can get the treasure in here. Oh, it's a crappy treasure chest. It's our second empty bottle. And a crappy treasure chest? Really? Container within a container. You think that? With how great... Can you speak words? With how great empty bottles are, you'd think they'd put it in a spiky treasure chest, or even a pretty golden treasure chest. But no! It's just a bottle after all. I mean, why would we put it in some sort of fancy treasure chest? It's just a bottle. Yeah, I'll skip by this thing too because it has cannons. If there's a treasure there that involves destroying all of the enemies, then you wouldn't be able to get it because we can't destroy the cannons yet. Where's the sun coming from? I want the pretty picture of the sun in the morning. The sun should be on the other side of the ship. There it is. There's the morning sun. It's so pretty.